Get the mic closer.
How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. Round 2 of our shows tonight. If you haven't already, definitely check out our show that we released earlier today. We spoke on the Giants striking out on Aaron Judge as well as Carlos Correa. We talked about the legendary Franco Harris as well. So definitely give that a look if you guys have a chance. Tonight we will be going in on our Week 16 NFL preview. With me, got pretty much the entire crew here. We got down in window number 4, we got Bretsky. We got Idris. Got my guy Zappy over there in the corner.
Let's get it rolling.
On our earlier show, Zappy almost got hit by debris. We'll see if he can make it through this one.
Crazy. Hey, man, this winter storm coming this way.
Yeah. End of days over here. And speaking of end of days, this could be the Jets' last stand as they host the Jacksonville Jaguars. To the viewers, we got the ticker, so you guys can kind of see what each team's situation is. Jets coming off a very tough loss against the Detroit Lions. Caught a couple of tough breaks in that one. Could have won the game. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars who find themselves only a game out of first in the AFC South. Definitely have a chance. Trevor Lawrence playing his best as a pro right now. Definitely playing his best as a pro. I'm going to start with Brett in the corner. What do you think about this, man? You think with Zach Wilson, the Jets could possibly find some more magic if they, again, don't have Mike White?
As of right now, I think Mike White is scheduled to start. I haven't.
That's good news for the Jets.
Yeah, no, that's good news for them. Not so much good news for us. We kind of need the Jets to lose this one. And it's bad weather. Going into New York this weekend. Is that New York, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't really know how Jacksonville's going to play. I mean, but lately they've been playing like they have nothing to lose, and watching Trevor Lawrence grow the way that he has for the past month and a half. The team is geared up. They're playing hard. They don't care who they're playing right now, which is scary. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this matchup, and I'm really curious to see what the Jaguars can do on the road. With this many things on the line. Because the AFC South is still on the line too. I mean, if Jags keep winning, they can take it.
Yeah, because the Titans have really taken a step back.
Their season is just as much in jeopardy as the Jets are. So I'm kind of looking forward to this matchup. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to watch. I really want to see. I think Etienne is going to be the factor for the Jaguars in this game. The way they plug him in into the rotation, the end arounds, the trick plays, the running game with him. I kind of want to see what he's going to do. I don't think he's 100% right now, but it don't matter. I mean, the way that the Jags team is playing right now, they just they have no fear, and that makes them a dangerous team going on the road, and they're hot. They're hot right now. So I hope they pull it off. Chances are the game might end in a tie. I mean, just because the way that things have gone this season.
What's your final?
Final 19-17 Jags. 19-17 Jags.
Idris, your thoughts on this?
I think the Jaguars get caged this weekend. I think with Mike White playing, you got a different type of quarterback. You got somebody who's hard-nosed. He's coming at you. He don't care. He plays like he's the number one quarterback. Far different from Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
You got Sauce out there. I think Dallas against the Jaguars, I said, that's just one of them games where the Cowboys defense didn't show up. You won't see that all the time. But I feel the Jets have a better secondary than Dallas had. and that pass rush to just have the tough. So I'm calling 24-20 Jets.
I'm close to your final.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm close to your final. 24-20 Jets. 24-17. I'm going Jets. I don't like Jacksonville in that weather. I think the Jets have been so close to getting a dub the last couple of weeks. They'll get over the hump this week and keep their season alive, if not at least for another week. Zappy.
This game, first of all, I would agree with you guys, you and Idris, Brett. Mike White's not playing tomorrow. It is Zach Wilson. Mike White has already been ruled out for tomorrow night's game. So that changes everything.
You could have mentioned that at any point. You could have.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt, but they're not, Mike White is not.
I'm still taking the Jets tomorrow.
I'm taking the Jets still.
Yeah,
this game has a playoff feel to it, and I like it. It's exciting because both these teams are fighting for a playoff position. The Jags are fighting to get a wild card or even win their division, and the Jets are playing to hold on to that one of those last spots. I like what the Jags have been doing the last 6 weeks, especially with Trevor Lawrence and Zay Jones. It seems like they both got going together, and that's been a dangerous combination when you look at it from a fantasy perspective or even in the NFL in general. Zay Jones is one of the top receivers right now, and I think that's going to be huge. So I'm excited to see him go up against Sauce Gardner. The Jaguars coming off of this win, I think, bodes a lot more for the Jets coming off that tough loss to the Lions. I think the Jets have been going one way, and the Jags have been going another. I fully expect Jacksonville to go in there and have themselves a very tough game. But I think the Jaguars will come out on top in a very low-scoring game. I just don't think Zach Wilson is going to be able to do enough to be able to give them that win. If it was Mike White, then I would take the Jets. But for that reason, I'm taking the Jags. I think they win a really close one, 24-20. And position themselves to possibly catch Tennessee, but it won't happen this weekend because of who Tennessee's playing.
So we split that one down the middle, 2-2. A side note, this is the battle of two former teams who had the services of the greatest Brady to play in this division. We're, of course, talking about Kyle Brady. We've got the Atlanta Falcons taking it on the road. The Atlanta Falcons, hot mess. They have basically been on a free fall. One would ask, why are they even talking about the Falcons? It's more so about the Ravens. Ravens are a game behind Cincinnati, but do hold a tiebreaker head-to-head. Ravens need this game in a big way. What is the latest on Lamar Jackson? Because from a fantasy perspective, my opponent is either going to roll with Trevor Lawrence or Lamar Jackson. But as of right now, it looks like Huntley's getting the start. With Jackson, without Jackson, I still like the Ravens in this one. I just have no reason to have any confidence in the Atlanta Falcons offense right now. Their defense could keep them competitive. Their offense is a mess. I could see Cordarrelle Patterson getting bottled up, getting phased out of the game early. I'm going to go Ravens 20, Falcons 10. I don't think this is going to be an offensive masterpiece, but the Ravens will get it done.
Yeah, if this even if this game was being played at Atlanta, I still think Ravens win anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like the way that I mean, at the beginning of the season, mid-season, Atlanta was playing tough ball. They were competing, and I don't know what's happened the past few weeks. They don't have that same edge that they had. I'm still taking Baltimore. Low scoring, kind of same idea. I'm thinking 20-13 Baltimore at home.
I don't think the Falcons have enough. The Falcons are the Falcons, man.
Yeah, for a reason.
They'll start. Yeah, they kind of remind me of how the Raiders were. They start out nice and smooth, and they just die. I'm saying 27-13 Ravens.
Yeah, it's this game. There's really not much to talk about this game. You know, whether it's Lamar or Huntley. The fact that the Falcons are going with Desmond Riddler should say everything we need to know about where the Falcons are right now. Ravens winning this one. I have a similar score, 27-13.
Yeah.
I think we're going to talk a little bit more about this one. We've got the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals taking a trip out to New England. We'll make this short and sweet at least I will, on the Patriots side. They're coming off a devastating defeat. Kind of defeat that I don't see most teams just getting past. If there was a guy that I would say, he could scoop him up off the ground, out of the doldrums, it would be Coach Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. But then you have another issue. The guys you're playing are really hot and really talented. Cincinnati, their O-line has gradually progressed into a pretty good unit over the course of the past 5-6 weeks. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow playing out of his head, Boyd, Higgins, Chase. Everyone on that offense is kind of clicking at the wrong time for the Patriots. And when you think about the Patriots, I've said many times on the show, I like their front seven. Mm-hmm. I'm not the biggest fan of their secondary. I think that's going to be a huge point of emphasis in their offseason, as well as potentially figuring out the quarterback position. This other guy that played in the East, his name was also Brady. He played quarterback. Second greatest Brady to play in that division. I would have to say that he could be a guy that the Patriots might want to add next year. We'll see where that goes. A lot of questions surrounding New England. As the game goes, I just don't see the Patriots being able to stick to the Bengals' offensive firepower. I'm going Bengals 24. Excuse me, I'm going to go Bengals 34, Patriots 24. I think the Pats will keep it close. They might get a late garbage time touchdown, but I just like the Bengals here. Too many issues here for the Patriots right now. And as I stated, coming off that horrific loss, I think the two happiest people in America are probably Matt Dodge and Joe Pisarcik. Because, you're talking Miracle at the Meadowlands 1 and 2. And those guys could finally, maybe take a little bit of the heat. And then when you think about the football gods, Coach Coughlin even, the face not so red, throwing clipboards at punters.
Okay. Let me send a disclaimer out there. The low blows do not represent Idris Salam, Zappy.
Oh, no, they do, because I haven't even got started yet either.
They are strictly on the Richie Hicks.
We just want to let the viewers know we also split on this as well.
I got to go with Richie on the score. I think New England's just missing a quarterback. They
haven't been right since Kyle Brady.
They have a great quarterback.
I don't think Matt Jones was ever the solution.
It's Kyle Brady. It's the loss of Kyle Brady.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I think he went too high in the first place. It goes back to the narrative we talked about before, that the reason why Alabama quarterbacks don't succeed in the NFL is because they are surrounded with a bunch of 4-star players and make them look good.
Only Broadway Joe gets celebrated as the true
Broadway
great
Joe.
Alabama quarterback.
Yep, that's the last.
Bailey Zappi, he's been riding the pines. Brett and I off air have made mention that maybe he should be in. I'm going to let Zappi go next and Brett can finish this. We want to make sure that he's at full frustration before he speaks.
Look,
what's your final?
I'm already past that.
Idris, what's your final here?
On 40-13, man.
Oh, God.
How about Eli Apple? Any sidebar on Eli Apple?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Go ahead, Zappy.
We'll come back. At any time you want to chime on Eli.
I'm going to go ahead and mute myself right quick.
Look, the Patriots, watching Bill Belichick walk off the field last week after his backup quarterback, Jacoby Myers, threw it. He threw a dart. It was a perfect throw to Mac Jones. He just didn't see Chandler there. He's fine. But
that was the best throw of the game.
It was the best throw. When watching Belichick walk off the field, he had the walk of this season is done. We are going to be the laughingstock of the NFL because we are now a part of the dumbest play in NFL history. This is after they were
move over, butt fumble.
Yeah, butt fumble, move over. You can move over.
Move over, Colts. Matt Dodge.
Nah, the Colts. Think about what their fake punt, the weird snap with what's his name at punter were against the Patriots.
Move over, Romo on the hold.
Everyone, this Patriots team, it's just crazy to see that it would be this team out of all teams to mess up like that, and I can't see them coming back and bouncing back off of that embarrassment in Las Vegas.
Shouts out to Jim Marshall. Jim
it
Martin,
remind-
shout out.
wrong way. It reminded me
Wrong
of
way,
when
Regals.
Lawrence Taylor, got retired, and he had like that slow run, and Sims threw the ball to him at the ceremony.
Yeah.
Lawrence Taylor's running in his Italian shoes, so he wasn't exactly jetting. Just caught it over the shoulder. And that's what Chandler Jones. And I said on the previous show, maybe the Patriots forgot that Chandler Jones doesn't play there anymore.
Dude, I will say, if I'm Dana White from the UFC, first of all, he brought Greg Hardy into UFC, and he did all right.
He
But
did.
watching that
boxer now.
right, watching that right that Chandler gave to Mac Jones, I mean, you got to give him a call at least once.
Yeah.
I don't
Mac
like
got
it. I think
planted.
That was
the
the face
Patriots.
palm of death, man.
All right. So anyways, the Patriots to me, that play to me is a season-defining play.
New Heisman.
Yes.
And you can't come back from that.
Not
You
this
don't come
year.
back from it.
I can't come back
The
from that.
Bengals, they're looking like the Bengals from last year, which is exactly what I thought they were going to be.
And who is the team that puts the Patriots in a tailspin? None other than the Las Vegas Raiders, the combination of Devontae Adams and Derek Carr. Did Carr improve? I don't know. You use the eye
Hey.
test. They're living together and they're rooming together.
He passed. To, I
Shouts
love
out
it.
to Brock Purdy. He gets alleviated from the fake play action where he stuck the ball
That's
out
real
there.
play action. That's
Hey.
real, man.
New
That's
England
real.
took a lot of people
Look.
off the hook.
This is the part where we need to have the Limp Bizkit song back on with Red, because that's all that Brett is saying right now in his head. I've got the Bengals winning. I've got them winning pretty handily, 37-10. Patriots, there's no hope.
There's no coming back, man.
So, Brett, what are your thoughts on the game?
Is it my turn?
No, we're ready.
Go ahead, Skip.
Skip Bendick.
He put the hood. He went Trayvon Martin on us. Okay.
We're moving on to Cincinnati. That's what we're doing. Okay, look, we got.
Well, I would hope so. You play them in a couple days.
Hey, listen, we take it 1 week at a time. I'm letting last week go. As much as I want to rant and go off on the most boneheaded play I've ever seen in NFL history, I got to scratch it. You know, we got to go. We got to play it week by week. We're going to run the ball down Cincinnati's throat. We're going to play defense the way we've been playing defense all year. It's a home game.
Not in the backfield.
It's a home game. We're going to play defense. We're going to run the ball down the throat. Stevenson, Harris, Mac Jones is going to have a 120-yard game, and then we're going to bring in.
Might be a no-go.
And then we're going to bring in Bailey Zappi in the third quarter and finish him off.
As long as they don't make any laterals, y'all got.
I'm done hearing you assholes talk. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
But hold on, when you say run it down their throat,
43-17, 38-13.
what?
What are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me with this bullshit right now?
40-13. Did you see what Cincinnati did to Brady, the former quarterback?
Who has a good defense?
Yeah.
Their defense didn't show up that day.
And Brady throws the ball downfield.
Well, Brady didn't do him too many favors by constantly turning the ball over.
We're not talking about Brady. We're not talking about Brady.
Yeah, we're talking about Mac Jones and Jacoby Myers.
And who else are we talking about?
That's just Mac.
Hopefully the Miami Dolphins, because I got nothing more to say about this game.
Well, you had plenty to say at the first part of it, so let me finish talking.
All right, well, make the point. Let's.
I just made the point. Your blowout bullshit, not happening.
Okay.
It's at Foxborough. We're playing defense. We're running the ball. It's gonna be a close game.
You were also wrong about Sauce. And I don't see his preview.
It's gonna be a close game.
But I will say this.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be 29-26 Pats. Nick Folk.
29. They can score 29 points on defense, on offense.
They're probably going to score a touchdown on defense. They'll probably get another pick six like they did last week to get him back in the game.
Chandler Jones does not play for you.
No more.
Not anymore.
I tell you what, man. Tomorrow,
I'm sorry. Do we not get a pick six last week to get us back in the game?
Tomorrow, I'm going to put
Who threw it? Who
Did we
threw
not?
it?
Did
Your
we
boy
not get a pick
Carr.
six? Did
Your
we not?
boy Derek Carr.
No, that's your boy too.
Tomorrow, I'm going to write a list of everyone who can go to sleep peacefully. Roy Regals, Jim Marshall, Brian Sanchez, Joe Pisarcik. Who else is on that list?
Sanchez isn't dead.
Matt Dodd.
They can sleep now.
Oh, they can sleep.
They can rest. Matt Dodd.
Oh, yeah, they can rest. Yeah.
Matt
sure,
Dodd.
yeah.
Tony Romo on the hold.
On the whole, yeah.
You know what else? You know who else can go to sleep?
Scott Norwood, because at least
Plexico Burris that shot himself in the leg. He can go to sleep now too.
Plexico Burris. A lot of people.
Let me go into a club. Pow!
Hey,
shoot myself in the leg.
Give AB's freaking front.
You know, let me hold on.
Yeah.
Richie, how many fingers do I have up? 1, 2, 3. Who am I? Who's that? Who's that lineman that you used to have that had 5 fingers before he had
he
fun
can
on
rest
4th of July?
But that didn't happen on the field.
But you know what? He's still got a ring.
You got a ring out of that.
On that other finger.
Yeah,
So,
the mother
like throwing into a
ring.
farm.
Right, that freaking finger.
Hey, but look,
It's like throwing into a farm.
Right, yeah.
you could
let's go
talk
to next
about
game.
Next
topic.
flexible
Game over.
or JPP, but those were off the field. We're talking about the whole world saw it.
All right. We got the
Next
Dolphins
topic. Let's
coming
go.
off a close loss in Buffalo, trying to stay ahead of the Patriots and Jets for a wild card spot. Mike McDaniel's team has definitely been on a slide. Coming into the season, this was a team that we did figure, Zappy and I on our AFC East preview, to possibly be a wild card team. I think we all were in unison that Buffalo was going to do this. Mm-hmm. Packers have to win out, plus need help. Short and sweet, I think Miami finally gets right. I think they finally get a victory. They've been struggling in a big way, but they did show signs of life in Buffalo in a defeat, and it was actually the best the Dolphins had looked, probably the better part of a month. I'm going Dolphins 27, Packers 24. I'm calling for a close game. I do like that the Packers have been committing to the run more and just playing better offensively. I did think that as the year progressed, Rodgers would start clicking with his young cast. It's a little too late this year to talk playoffs with them. 27-24, Dolphins stay ahead of the Jets and Patriots.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to reverse score. I'm going with Green Bay. Okay. I think they're gonna run the ball. I think Rodgers is gonna show up. I think he's gonna make a run. But I think. Yeah, I'm gonna go Green Bay. Yeah. And for everything you just said, but I'm going Green Bay. I just Miami's defense is so.
Oh yeah, secondary is definitely leaky. That's why I think Green Bay can hang around.
Yeah,
definitely leaky.
27-24, Green Bay.
Brett, what you got here?
I kind of agree with you on this one, Rich. I think Miami gets back on track. It's kind of hard to keep down Tyreek Hill and Waddle, both 1,000-yard receivers.
While you're speaking, Brett, I'm just going to put some of my other picks over the screen so the viewers could see that. But continue.
No, you're good. I can see Miami getting back on track. They're not playing a Lambeau, number one. And I just don't think Green Bay's offense can keep up with Miami's offense. I mean, Green Bay can run the ball, yes. But can they have explosive plays the way that Miami does it? No, absolutely not. I think Miami comes out on top of this 30-20 Miami at home.
Zappy, your thoughts on Packers at Dolphins?
This one is it's an interesting game, man, because the Dolphins came off a very, very hard-fought loss. And Green Bay's kind of been riding that high a little bit as Rodgers and the receiving corps has been getting better chemistry.
Mm-hmm. I feel that since losing to the Eagles, their confidence has been in the right place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's actually a good way to look at this team. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do enough to sneak into the playoffs, but this is one of those games. if they win this game, I think they can sneak into the playoffs. But if they lose this game, obviously then no, their chances go down.
I still think
greatly.
I think they could win out. I don't think that's out of the question, but I think they still need too much help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is their defense has actually been playing a lot better. They've been getting to the quarterback a little more. So that's the one thing. And you look back at 2011, this is the exact same way with the Packers. They were 6-5, was it? And then their defense just got hot. Aaron Rodgers, and they just started running the ball. Aaron Rodgers started finding his receivers, and then they
2010 season, 2011 playoff run. I get what you meant. Yeah.
So this is kind of reminding me of that because Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs have been looking a lot. Watson especially, he has been out of control. Yeah, and then Romeo Doubs is back.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of feel like the Packers are about to make that run, and I
think a year from now I can see that offense actually clicking properly. Which all the crap I talk is a reason why I think Rodgers might actually stay. I think you're starting to see the rewards for some of this young talent they got over there.
You are, but then he also did say one of the teams would be the Raiders to play for next year.
To play from Josh McDaniels, I don't see it.
Well, no,
he'll get that man fired within a year.
Brady would go there first.
That would make sense.
If Brady does not go back to Foxborough, Rodgers is going to Foxborough.
I definitely don't see that.
I don't see that. No way.
I see Brady. I think it's Brady to Foxborough.
I don't see why Rodgers would want to leave one cold place and go to another. If he was going to leave, he would go somewhere nice.
He would go to Frisco or something, but I think
Frisco, Vegas, and Purdy obviously has got that locked down.
I told
we
you.
got the Carolina Panthers.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh, you pick.
I have the Packers in an upset.
Me too.
I think they go into Miami. I think they're just riding a little better. The question marks for Miami are starting to come out. Obviously, they ran the ball more with Mostert last week, and that made big dividends in keeping up with Buffalo.
Right.
But I just think the Packers with A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones are going to go in there and run the ball heavily and try to not make this a shootout.
Right.
So I'll make this quick.
28-24, Packers.
I'll make this quick with the Bills. Bills a lot, Bears a little. I'm going to go Buffalo 38, Chicago 24. I think Chicago will add on some garbage time points, keep it kind of close for a little while, but Buffalo's going to turn into a different gear. Buffalo's due for that signature road blowout win. This will be that week. That's it.
I'm going upset, man. I'm going with the Bears.
Oh, no.
28-24, man.
All right.
Wow.
They did play well against the Eagles. I'll give them that. They did play well against the Eagles.
Remember, I think Brock Purdy would show out, y'all. Just remember that.
Yeah. He did.
Go ahead, Zeb.
There's a part of me that wants to go with the upset on this one as well, actually. The weather is going to play a major factor into this. Chicago is built to run and run hard. Think back about the game against San Francisco to start off the season in that typhoon of a storm,
monsoon of a game.
Monsoon, yeah. And this is going to be one of those games with the wind chill, with how cold it's going to be. I think the Bears are going to come out on top on this one and sneak away a win. And I think it's going to be a high-scoring game as well because the Bears are going to run it. 31-28, Chicago.
Yep.
Bresky.
I still think the Bills would come on top, but it's definitely not going to be as high-scoring as everybody else's. Just because of the elements. You made a point. Bears will run the ball. I think this is one of the best weeks to have Fields as your fantasy quarterback, whether it be running the ball, passing the ball, making those third down plays. I think the Bears will move the chains. They'll keep it close. But at the end of the day, I still think Bills will come on top. Like I said, low scoring, 23-20, Buffalo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. All of these games are very pertinent coming up to the NFC wildcard race 6-7 and the teams just behind them. For instance, just to give the viewer an idea, Lions, Seahawks, Commanders. Any combination of a loss for two of those teams paired with a giant win and the Giants clinch.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, the Lions have been very hot, and they're not one of those teams that I think would lose out of the three I mentioned. They're heading into Carolina. I watched enough of that Carolina game yesterday at home against Pittsburgh. And while they do have a chance to catch the Bucs, they look like a team going in the complete opposite direction. I'm trying to find something positive to say about this Carolina team. Yeah, I guess you could say their defense is hanging around, keeping them in most games. But after showing some good life against the Seahawks, Sam Darnold once again reminding us why the Jets gave up on him and why Carolina has already given up on him once and will probably give up on him again. In the Lions case, Jared Goff, career resurrection. Dan Campbell definitely got to be a candidate for Coach of the Year along with Brian Dable and Robert Saleh. This is a team that was like dead, and it looked like Campbell was going to get fired and everything was over. Their offense is so friggin' good right now. And the other thing about this Lions team, they've proven that they could play in bad weather. They did it twice in the Meadowlands, beating two quality football teams in the Jets and Giants. I like the Lions. I'm going to go Lions 27, Carolina 13, in a relatively easy victory for the Detroit Lions. There is one weakness on this Lions team. They have a leaky secondary, but the Panthers are not the team that could expose that.
Yeah, I'm going to go 30-17 Lions. Their offense can move the ball. They can go. They can throw. They can go up and down the field easily. Defense is still a little suspect, but they got a pretty decent front line with Hutch. I think they'll do well. There's nothing on Carolina that says watch out. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold,
Just lightning or something.
Yeah, he played well for the first half and a little bit of the third. Then he turned into Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And with Detroit, the way they play, and those guys are high right now, man. Come on. Dan Campbell got them boys like, let's go. We can do this. Let's just win.
I think they're gonna have a chance in Week 18 to make the playoffs. They legitimately will.
Yes, I'm going 30-17 Lions. I think they'll put it away by third quarter.
And if you're thinking like I'm thinking, that'll put the Lions in the 7th spot at week's end.
Yeah.
Zappy, your thoughts? Brett, where's Zappy?
Lions, they're going to be in the 7th spot by week's end. This team is riding high. This team has been responding to Dan Campbell all year. They just couldn't finish games. Now they're finishing those games, and that's a scary team.
Yeah.
The defense has gradually caught up to the offense. I think that's
exactly.
the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It also goes with Jared Goff that he has surprised a lot of us.
Yeah.
And
he's having a hell of a year. I didn't see that coming.
No one did, and he's won the right to be their quarterback next year and possibly longer. So and you look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, the type of year he's having. DeAndre Swift's been hurt. I like this Lions team, man. I like them a lot. Like, they have been playing great. I believe they're going to go into Carolina, and they're going to win that game very easily just because, like you said, what does Carolina have to scare you? Brian Burns? That's one thing. J.C. Horn? Maybe? No. Like, it's just this time of year. Yeah. It's Detroit. Detroit goes in there. They're going to win pretty handily, 34-13. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to have himself a big game for me this weekend. Big game.
He's going to ball.
Bresky, your thoughts on this?
Listen, ever since I watched Hard Knocks, I've been hooked on the Lions, man. They're an underdog team. I love the way Campbell coaches. He's a player's coach. I've been rooting for him. And I'm going to continue to root for him. Yeah. I think they win. They win in big style here. I'm going to say 31-15. Easy fashion. But they're playing hot, man. They're one of the, if not the hottest team in the NFL. And they're playing great ball. They're playing very enthusiastic. They're, you know what I mean? Like they're ready to go, man. They're ready to fight. They're in play. They were in playoff mode 6 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So like they're ready to play or die, man. So I mean they're gonna continue to roll and continue what they've been doing. So
what's funny about the Lions? Like I said, when they started out, They couldn't finish games. They would have leads and give it up, or they'd be way behind. They catch up, they still lose. Dan Campbell out of here. Jared Goff out of here. Now we're like, damn.
Rewatch Hard Knocks, man. Rewatch Hard Knocks.
I know,
Like,
I'm like, damn. And see,
I watched
if
it
they make
before the
playoffs-
season started, and I was hooked on them.
If they make the playoffs, man, they're going to be tough.
Yeah.
Just watch out for them next year. That's the
next
one
year they're
thing.
gonna-
Oh my gosh.
What's that one kid's name? That
We've
rookie
got-
that just got. What's that one kid's name? That rookie that just got healthy that scored his
Man,
first
we're
touchdown?
never going to move it. Bro, this is a Panthers hosting the Lions. I want to move this game along.
Hey, we're giving credit to the Lions.
Yeah, but this is like sounds like a lifetime achievement award here. This 7-7, guys. Come on, calm down.
That is a lifetime achievement award for the Lions.
It is.
Dude, every time I hear you and Idris talk, you do like a 16-minute segment on the Giants and their roster. So please, we talk 6 minutes about the Lions, and it's a freaking
Wags, I wanna focus on this game here.
yeah. Okay.
We got the Seahawks visiting the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh man.
Chiefs winning the AFC West.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Wags.
Winning the AFC West last weekend over the Houston Texans. Jesus Christ. The Chiefs have shown some holes lately, as it has been rather difficult for them to put people away lately. And I do think that is a concern when they start playing the better teams in the league. As far as their opponents go, they're on the banana peel. Seattle absolutely needs this win. As we just said, the Lions, the Giants, the Commanders, the Seahawks are following right behind. I don't see a scenario where the Seahawks win this game. I really don't. And even in the best case scenario where it's close, who do you trust with the ball late in the game? Patrick Mahomes or Geno Smith? They're going to be down Tyler Lockett. Yeah, Seattle really shot themselves in the foot by playing really poorly at home lately, losing 2 consecutive in the same week at home. Now you enter a Chiefs team. I could see this game being close. I think Seattle will play better, but I still got the Chiefs winning this thing. I'm going Chiefs 27, Seattle 20, but I think the score will not indicate how much better the Chiefs were on the field.
I'll be brief. 34-17 Chiefs.
All right.
I don't see them. I don't see Seattle even competing.
Maybe for the first half, but not the second half.
Yeah.
I think KC will blow them out in the second half. 40-21. KC.
Yeah.
And my only reason why I had that close, like I said, Chiefs defense has been struggling lately. Zappy, your thoughts?
It's going to be a cold game. I think it's supposed to be 10 degrees at kickoff, not including the wind chill. That favors the Chiefs, So, yeah, same thing. I think the Chiefs are going to come out there. They're going to get off early and often on this team and run away with it. 38-10, Kansas City. Seahawks are going one way. Chiefs are still fighting for that number one seed in the AFC, and this puts them in position for it after this weekend, in my opinion.
They might add points. Like it might be like closer to Zappy because they're chasing Buffalo, and sometimes those points matter. So they might be like we might have to bust your ass. I'm just
sometimes that has been a thing. Like you look at some of those older Patriot teams from their better seasons where people used to get in their feelings about, why these guys always have to run up the score. Well, you just answered the question there. Sometimes that would consider that could be a thing. Then the other part of it was just you wanted to Darth Vader your ass.
Yeah, I think about the 99 season with the Packers, Panthers, Cardinals, all those teams fighting,
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah, that is a good point. We got the Minnesota Vikings, who I've been on record frequently calling them paper tigers. They are coming off the most impressive comeback in NFL history for the regular season from a point standpoint. Obviously, the other great comeback would be Tom Brady beating the Atlanta Falcons. We know that story in the Super Bowl. Vikings, the one thing that both them and the Giants have in common is that they have mastered winning one-score games this year. That is one thing I will give both teams credit for. But I must say, if there was ever a week to catch the Vikings, in my opinion, it would be the week after they clinched their division. We know what the Vikings do well. Justin Jefferson is about 360-something yards away from breaking the NFL regular season receiving yards record. That will be, not definitely, but he has a great chance to achieve that.
He has a chance.
He indeed does. So clearly we know that they can score points. We know that they can do that. Their weaknesses, as I see it, definitely leaky secondary, definitely struggle against the run. What the Giants do well and have done well when winning is running the ball. The combination of DJ and Saquon Barkley. Reason I think the Giants have a legitimate chance to pull an upset here is because for the first time in about roughly a month and a half, the pass rush looked as evident as it did during the beginning of the year. I think Kayvon Thibodeau's coming off, well, not think. He is coming off his greatest game as a pro. Unfortunately for the Giants, they're going to probably have to wait until the Indy game to get back X-Man and Adoree Smith.
Yeah.
But I do like the Giants here. I think they're catching the Vikings on the right week. If this was a situation, say, where the Vikings had to win the division, I might feel a little differently. I'm going New York Giants 24, Minnesota Vikings 23. Giants for the 1-point victory. And if they get the help they need, they will find themselves as a playoff team at day's end.
I agree. I think weight may hurt us, Justin Jefferson, with our secondary.
Right. Well, yeah, that goes without saying. He's going to get his.
UD is in the building.
That goes without saying.
And Dalvin Cook, he might be a little bit of a headache as well. But I think we can get to Kirk Cousins, Leonard Williams, Dexy, Kayvon, Ojulari. It's a front four for you. They're coming to get you.
Yeah.
I think we'll do well. Running the ball, DJ has shown that I'm not going to make the dumb move with the ball. I'm going to run. When I have to run, I'm going to throw it away, blah, 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 blah. Saquon's going to do Saquon. Breida, I think he'll get some more work this week.
I could see them more shotgun packages trying to at least give the defense a little more to think about because you have to, because anybody that watches enough film on the Giants knows that our offense runs directly through number 26.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that scientific.
We got our own little Wayne Corbett in Hodges. You got to watch where he is over the field.
He's doing a good job.
Our favorite player.
Great pickup from Buffalo.
James is coming on. He's balling.
Yeah.
Darius. I think we'll do good. I'm gonna go. It's not a homer pick, and I also think that we'll win because Minnesota is doing the whiteout this week, and they're really pumping it. And usually teams when they pump that narrative, like we're gonna do this, they're gonna get too hyped up, and they come.
Well,
down.
you also give the visitors some bulletin board material. Last thing I want to say on this before I pass it to the guys.
24-21, Giants.
One thing I feel good about, last thing before we pass it over. I saw this pass rush last week, and I said, damn, I cannot wait until we get our safety and cornerback. Because win or lose, I feel good about this because this is a feel-out game. Because there is a distinct possibility we're going to see these guys in round one of the playoffs. So even if we get beat, if we do our due diligence on film, I do think we can get them when it counts either way. But I do like the Giants this week.
Go ahead, Zep.
I like the Giants to be in this game the entire way. I think that win on Sunday night for the Giants was very big. However you want to look at it, you can pull up this and that, whatever the case is. There was also calls that were missed on the Commanders where they interfered with Giants receivers that could have changed the game too. So I like the way the Giants won that game. I feel like there's something about them right now that Brian Dable has his team believing, and more than just believing. they're responding, and as you get healthier and you get players to buy into it the same way with Dan Kimmel and the Lions, it usually carries forward. And the Vikings, while they did come back, were a part of the greatest comeback in NFL history last week. I'm still not sold on this team, because of a younger defense, Kirk Cousins. There's a big part of me that wants to take the Giants to win this game, actually. And as I've thought about it more and more since we last talked, Richie, it's just one of those that I like the Giants up more right now and how they're playing football. Where the Vikings, this is a team that was down 33-0, lost 40-3 to the Cowboys. This is multiple games that they've been down a lot.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they needed that comeback down 17 to Buffalo. So I'm going to take the Vikings in a 24-20 type game. But I'm expecting New York to come in there, battle, and if they come out victorious, it will not surprise me one bit. I think they are.
And that's what I said before you jumped in. Main thing is getting all the intel for the playoff game, because this more than likely is the team we're going to play in round one.
I'm going to take the Vikings in this one. You're going against a top receiver in the NFL. I don't know who's going to guard him. I don't know what kind of game plan you're going to have to play against him.
My guess would be Fabian Moreau, who's been playing pretty well.
Yeah, but that
would be my guess.
It's still Justin Jefferson. The guy makes everything out of nothing. Then Idris
that's the one big thing that they have around.
Then you have the tight end from Detroit there too. Adam Thielen might even show up every now and then. You never know what this offense is going to give you. And it's at Minnesota. It's tough to say. I think the Giants, same thing with Zappy. I think the Giants will compete. I just don't know if they can keep up with their offense. Like I think Minnesota can they can point up on you.
It depends. I think
it depends, but you don't have the offense to keep up with them.
Yeah, but nobody.
You don't need the offense.
You need to beat these guys up front and get heat on Kirk Cousins.
I get it.
We haven't had.
And that's going to be that's going to be a fun matchup. Seeing Darisaw versus Thibodeau this week.
Like I like your front seven matchup versus the Vikings offense. I think it's a pretty even matchup, but it's Jefferson. It's Jefferson, dude. He's going to kill you this game.
We'll see. I mean, it is Jefferson, but if that's all they're planning on running with, that's not the plan to beat us either.
And that's what I was going to say.
He's going to kill
you.
If
your goal, if you know that one player is going to get his, you let him get his, and then you go stop everyone else.
We played
the
Dallas
Gordon theory or the
I don't know. I'm still taking Minnesota. I still think you compete. 30-24 Minnesota.
Okay. I'm most happy Landon Collins has been activated.
Yeah.
Because I feel that with Tay Crowder getting released this week, which I think as Giant fans, it's a good idea. Because I were waiting on this. Collins brings an element where he could play linebacker and where he could plug the gaps.
Right.
So I just want to, not to change the subject or anything, but I want to drop some breaking news for everyone, especially all the college football fans that tune into this time of year, recruiting season, as well as transfer portal and all that. Travis Hunter was one of the best players last year coming out. Went to Jackson State. Obviously, we know the story with Deion Sanders leaving for Colorado. He has transferred to Colorado and has followed Deion Sanders. Everyone thought he was going to Georgia.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but everyone thought Georgia was locked in to land him. So good for Colorado, good for Deion Sanders. It's good to see that the Boulders are going to be back. But anyway,
I think so too. Yeah, I think. I
want to make a quick mention about Deion's impact before we move along to our final two games. By the way, we're coming up on the 10-minute mark, so I myself will speed it up with the Commander game. Let Zappy finish with the Eagles and Cowboys. A lot of these young men didn't just lose their head coach. What makes Deion Sanders so special and what he meant to that HBCU is that a lot of these young men lost their first father figure. Mm-hmm. That's something that people need to understand. This is a lot bigger than football. I'm in support of Deion, though. And if not, watch his interviews. One thing I will say about Deion, and he has my utmost respect, is that he walks the walk. And a lot of people try to infiltrate his intentions. And I'm sick of hearing people trash Deion. I think he did a phenomenal job with limited resources.
And
it was his time.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was his time to move along.
And that's the problem. Just to piggyback off of it, look, I got the opportunity to meet Deion Sanders back in 1997, 98 timeframe. He came to preach. He got to preach at my church, so that was a cool experience, And I got to meet him before he preached, and just talking to the guy, how the media built him out to be this guy because he was a crazy guy at one point, but who isn't, and how he's turned his life around and what he has done for the HBCU, is great because a lot of people don't know about the HBCU. But for people to dog on him because he went for career progression when you don't know the guy, who's actually he's a phenomenal guy, and there's a reason why these players are following him to Colorado and want to go play.
He gave the HBCU traction. That's essentially what he did, and they can stand on their own a lot better moving forward.
Yep.
The Washington Commanders making the trip to the 49ers. Two teams in a lot of ways that I actually think it's a great matchup because they really do play a similar brand of football. I'm taking the hot team here. I'm taking the Niners. What I noticed in that Commander game against my Giants, and I think the 49ers will expand on it, they got pushed around when it mattered most. I don't think too many people thought the Giant O-line was going to push that Commanders front around. That's exactly what happened. There is a possibility Chase Young makes his season debut. For his sake, I hope he does because he's a great talent. I got the 49ers winning this thing 27-17. That's all I got. We are getting on that 8-minute mark, boys, so let's just move it a little. That way we can get on the biggest game of the week.
30-17. Okay, that.
No, go 30-17. You got it.
Yeah, 30-17. Niners, too much on the defense. Bosa, just too much. That's it.
Hottest team in the NFC, hottest team in the NFL. They're going to continue it. Brock Purdy's been looking good. You're playing a Washington team that doesn't exactly have the quarterback. That's their one biggest, weakest link. San Francisco 24-13.
I'm same page with you boys. San Fran, no matter what happens to Deebo Samuel, I don't know what his status is. Even if he doesn't play, San Fran's still winning this. 27-14 San Fran. Easy dub.
All right, all in agreement there. I'm going to make this one short and sweet, too, because this game has lost some of its luster with the injuries, with the Cowboys losing a couple of games. And when I say injuries, not just Jalen Hurts. Cowboys have their fair share of injuries in the secondary, too. The way I see it is this is a feel-out game, once again. Changed circumstances. This time, the Eagles might not have their starter, whereas the first time Dallas didn't have their starter. This is a feel-out game through and through. I don't think either one of these teams is going to throw their gauntlet of plays at each other. The one that matters is the second time they play, should the Cowboys beat the South winner, who's probably going to be the Bucs. I got Dallas winning a very close one, 23-20. I don't think this is going to be all the buildup that everybody thought because this is like literally a feel-out game, and I think both coaches know that. Third game is the one that'll matter, and third game is the one that'll happen in about a month from now. I got the Eagles losing a close one and getting their first road loss of the season.
Same here.
Yeah. Who's starting for Philly?
Looks like it's going to be Gardner Minshew.
Minshew, the mustache ride. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm still going Dallas. Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys really going to lose to the last two Jaguar quarterbacks? I can't.
No. Dallas is going to come out with this one. I don't know if they're going to come out and just put it on them or they're going to play conservative. It's a statement game, even without Jalen Hurts. So I really hope Dallas just freaking annihilates them and just makes them look stupid.
I don't see that happening.
But I don't see it happening. But like I wish Dallas would just do it.
I don't think they have the horses to annihilate anybody right now. That's why they struggled the last 2 weeks.
Just to put it in Philly's face.
Nice.
No, but I'm going to go 34-19. 34-19 Dallas.
Zappy, your thoughts? What, Idris?
Mine was yours.
Yeah.
Go for it, Idris.
No. I was saying same prediction Richie had. I had. That's why I was like,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I actually think this game is going to be opposite of what you guys think. I think this game is going to be a higher scoring game, and the rematch in the playoffs is going to be the lower scoring game. Whether Jalen Hurts plays or not, Gardner Minshew has proven time and time again that he can run an offense and he can run a high scoring offense if he needs to. He's never had receivers like this or a running game like this or a defense like this or an offensive line like this. Last year, he looked good in the times he played. This time, he's got A.J. Brown at his helm. Dallas is coming off of blowing a 17-point lead. But, it happens to everybody. Buffalo was up 17 points and lost.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, our secondary is depleted, and that's the part that hurts. Going and picking up Trayvon Mullen off the waiver wire, I like it because I feel Dan Quinn is the one guy that can fix Trayvon Mullen. If he does, then that's going to be a steal for Dallas. But not having Anthony Brown out there, that is hurting us as well. And I thought Jordan Lewis being out was going to hurt, but Deron Bland has come out and played phenomenal football for this defense. It's our number 2 cornerback that's going to hurt us, and for that reason, I think the Eagles will keep it close. I'm expecting A.J. Brown to have himself a big game, but I'm expecting this Cowboys offense to have another big game because it hasn't been the offense that's been shut down. Everyone says Dak this, Dak that. His arm got hit on the first interception, and on the second one, that ball was exactly where it needed to be, right at the 8 and the 5, and Noah Brown drops it. This loss was not on Dak.
Is Van Esch playing? Do you know?
He looks like he's going to be out. So I'm looking Miles Sanders to have a good game too. I think Dallas will come out on top, just because they need it a little more. Philly pretty much has the number 1 seed wrapped up because of tiebreakers and all that, and it's hard to see them losing their last 3 games. Dallas, they need to get back on the stride, and this is that game you need. Whether Jalen Hurts plays or not, it's still a rivalry game. We still hate each other. Gardner Minshew will keep it interesting. 37-31 Dallas in a very exciting Saturday afternoon game.
I'm flipping my score.
Go ahead.
I'm going 27-24 Eagles because Leighton Van Der Esch. I'm changing it.
Last thing I want to say on that game, I'm a little surprised with Zappy's assessment because while I do know that Gardner Minshew can come in and play at a decent enough level, one thing that you can't replace is game speed and game time. And he hasn't been on the field sometimes. And I do believe that he'll make a mistake or two that would essentially cost Philly the game and, not necessarily connect the way that Hurts would with those receivers. Quick mention of this, if you haven't seen it, the Willie McGinnis situation, quite ugly, very unfortunate. Somebody that I really think the world of and someone who I've always enjoyed his analysis or even going back to his time as a football player. Hard to see him moving forward. It's one thing I've seen guys like get crazy and bang doors, but this was a bona fide fight. Criminal charges, obviously, to follow. I don't see him escaping this where he's going to be able to keep his job in the media. Does anybody agree with me, disagree? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
As far as his intentions were, when you look at the video and the way the guy looked at Willie when he saw him, if this guy is messing around with Willie's daughter or did something to his daughter, then to me, I tip my hat off to Willie. But as far as him from a professional standpoint,
I'm talking about literally.
From the eye test, what you see a guy hitting a guy multiple times with a bottle while he's on the ground, it's hard to argue that you're going to get it back, whether it was for the right intention or not.
Yeah.
1 minute, less than a minute. Want to let these guys chime quickly. Idris, Brett, what do you guys think?
I'm with both of you guys. But I think his career, he can't come back from that.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, Idris. Unfortunately, Brett, what do you think?
I haven't seen the video yet.
I
have not seen the video yet, so I really can't make an assessment.
I'll send it to you as soon as we're done here. So fair enough. Everyone, thank you so much for watching Week 16. I cannot believe the NFL regular season is almost over. For Mike Zappi, Brett Bandick, Idris Salam, I'm Richie Hicks. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back soon.